Hello, everybody. How are you doing? And welcome to our live session today. My name is Valeria. I'm the Talent Search and Business Development Manager at Placement International. We're excited to have you here today to learn about a fantastic opportunity at Sagamore Pendry Baltimore, a luxury hotel in Baltimore, USA. In this session, we're talking about how you can gain paid work experience at Sagamore Pendry Baltimore in the positions like rooms division, food and beverage, and culinary arts. If you always wanted to work at a top hotel in a beautiful city, this is your chance. We have a very special guest from the hotel who will be sharing all the details about these roles, about the property, about the location, what's like to work there, and how you can apply. Thanks for joining once again. And as we're waiting for a few more people to join our session, let's give a warm welcome to Parag Atevale, the General Manager, in the comments. And don't forget to tell us where you're watching us from. We'd love to hear where you're from. For those who don't know, Sagamore Pendry Baltimore, it's a Forbes-rated 5-star hotel located right on the waterfront in the historic Fells Point area of Baltimore. It's a great place to kickstart your international career. Now that where more people have joined, let's quickly introduce ourselves here. Again, my name is Valeria, and here we have Parag from Sagamore Pendry Baltimore. Together, we will talk about the exciting opportunities at the beautiful hotel. Hi, Parag, how are you doing?
Good, how are you? And good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. You want me to go ahead and get into it, Valeria, or?
Definitely, yes. You can start by telling us a bit more about the hotel itself, about Sagamore Pendry Baltimore, and what makes it such a special hotel.
Awesome. So as everyone can see from my background, right, we are on the harbor. We are getting ready for our pool season. As a city, we're located, in the mid-Atlantic region. So, this is our time to kind of get ready for pool season. If you're in California or Florida or somewhere else, it's kind of year-round. But for us, it's really, May through October is when our pool season kind of exists. So that's why my background is the way it is. We're excited for warm weather in this part of the world right now. Sagamore Pendry Baltimore opened in 2017, so it just celebrated 8 years on March 20th of this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And what's amazing is that we actually have about 10 associates who are still with the hotel since opening. We actually just celebrated them as well. A lot of them have moved around and moved into different positions and stuff like that within the hotel. So it's exciting to see that we have a really good retention as well. The hotel itself is built on a pier. So that's why it's called, one of the name of the restaurant is Wreck Pier Chop House. The pier itself was back in the day, part of import export items, sometimes people, stuff like that. It is located in the heart of Fells Point, which is in the inner harbor of Baltimore. So this property definitely has a lot of history. It's been here for a while, but when it was renovated in 2017 and converted into the hotel, we currently have 127 rooms at the property. We have 17 suites, including 2 presidential suites that overlook the harbor and the view that you can see in my background. It is a special hotel because of the history behind it, and also just on the things that we've done. From an ownership standpoint, architect standpoint, it really feels just beautiful at this property. We have a ballroom where we can do up to about 250 guests. We also have 3 other small meeting rooms. We have a restaurant called Wreck Pier Chop House, which can accommodate up to 200 guests at a time. We have a lounge. We have a courtyard that you walk from into the pool, and then we also have a speakeasy whiskey bar called the Cannon Room. And the Cannon Room, it's called the Cannon Room because when they were putting in the pilings for the pool and the rest of the property, they found cannons in the pier. And these cannons are actually, and they found 3 of them, and these cannons are actually from the War of 1812. So very historic. They were able to, kind of take them out of the harbor. And we have 2 at the pool deck overseeing, and because across the harbor is Under Armour. Under Armour, for those of you who don't know, is actually Kevin Plank's company, and Kevin Plank owns this hotel. And so the 2 cannons, oversee the Under Armour headquarters. And for those who don't know, but Under Armour's logo is Protect This House, or not logo, but slogan is Protect This House. And so that's one of the ways to kind of talk about Protect This House. So just a little bit of brief history about our property. Valeria, do I need to stop and wait for questions or keep going? Or?
No, you just keep going. You're just going well. You have an amazing history here. It's impressive how things interconnect. And when you do the constructions, you actually get to dig into something that then becomes part of your hotel. Exactly. And it creates another level of the history on its sense, right? But now you're making a part of a new history in a kind of way. You got a Michelin key, which is the new award that Michelin Guide came up with.
Yes,
how does it feel to work, to run a hotel that has a Michelin key?
It's, one of the values that we as a company have is humility. And so, and this comes from our founder, Alan Firstman, who founded Montage, and then his son founded Pendry Hotels. And the value for us from a humility standpoint is, you will never see our hotels advertised that we are 5-star, 5-diamond, or Michelin key or anything like that, because we believe that it is something that is just expected. And something that is just par for the course. While, internally, we all love the fact that we do have a Michelin key, and it's very exciting for us. But where we focus on is, always taking care of our guests. We have an amazing team here. We are currently, ranked in the top 5 on TripAdvisor as well. We just received our Traveler's Choice Award as well for 2026.
Once again.
Yes. So again, so to us, service, one of our, slogans for Pendry is to inspire, serve, inspire, and host. And so that means that take care of our guests, inspire our guests when they come into our properties because of what they see and hear and taste, and then host, because that's what we're doing, is we're hosting our guests when they're here. For those of you who don't know, Forbes kind of talks about, get the guests have 2 jobs when they come to a property, right? Is show up and pay the bill, right? So, and everything in between is for us to kind of take care of and own the guest experience. And so that's what we really focus on at this property.
I like this approach, actually. When you're a guest, you don't have to think about anything. Just you're there, it's good enough.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
Well,
thank you.
You talk about the great team that you have, right? Of course, these are people that you recruit. And if you could tell us a bit more about different departments and the positions that you normally recruit for.
Yeah. So, we are always looking for associates in food and beverage, for sure, front of the house. We're also looking for associates within our front office and housekeeping team. And then we're also looking for associates in our culinary team. So sort of to break it down, right, from a food and beverage standpoint, in the front of the house, anyone who comes to our property will get a rotational training, whether that's in the restaurant, in-room dining, within banquets, at the pool, depending on the time of the year that you're here. And so our job is to really help you learn the different aspects of food and beverage within the hotel. We're not a big box hotel, right? We're 127 rooms. So, for us, the key is to really focus on service and to take care of our guests. But we're also from a food and beverage standpoint, our restaurant, Red Pier Chop House, is we also operate it like an independent restaurant. So it is like working for a independent restaurant that just happens to have rooms attached to it. So, the way we talk to our guests about and our guest facing promotional stuff for Red Pier Chop House is very similar to what an independent restaurant would do. Or when I say independent restaurant, a freestanding restaurant for those of you who may not know the term independent. So yeah, and then we also have our culinary department. So we have kitchens in obviously Red Pier Chop House, which also does the food for in-room dining. We also have a pool kitchen. So during season, the pool kitchen is operated at the pool. And then we also have our banquet kitchen. We are a property that has a lot of banquets. We do a lot of weddings. For those of you, it is a very special day for, the bride and groom. And so it's our job to kind of curate their experience. We hold ceremonies here. We have the receptions here. So you will, as a food and beverage person, whether it's in the front of the house or in culinary, you will really learn about everything that goes into running a hotel. Listen, I went to school for this as well. And, yeah, you may have a degree and stuff, but, if you don't start from learning, from the start, and being in the positions of a server or a server attendant or a cook and stuff like that, you'll never understand and never be able to lead a team of people because you won't know how work gets done. From a front office standpoint, we obviously have our front desk agents, and the rotation is between that and housekeeping. So that's the front office rotation.
Wow, that's an extensive training that you have for all of the departments, actually. And it's, even though you mentioned that it's not that of a large scale hotel, just 127 rooms, you still get to have so many different activities on property. So that allows you to really touch bases on all of the possible operation needs.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's a great training. I would love to.
And we also, on any given day, we're not going above 200 associates at the hotel. So what you're going to get at this property also is an individualized approach to you as well, right? And so you're not one of 500 people at a hotel, right? So you're one of 200. So and we have 28 leadership positions in the hotel who will be able to assist you during your program here. So just know that there is a lot of one-on-one time that you will get from our leaders helping you, go through your, program with us.
The true coaching that you get from you.
Yes, exactly.
Yay, exciting. And what about the requirements for your candidates? I mean, it's great to hear what kind of training you gave, but we also would like to know more who we actually can see on property.
Yeah, for us, right, it is important that, we're not really necessarily looking for experience. We're looking for attitude. We're looking for personality. We're looking for someone who wants to take care of guests. Because we can teach you the technical skills of how to serve from the right, clear from the left, whatever, however that's done, or however to cook a certain meal or how to check someone in. We can teach all of that. But we would require you to come with the talent of being able to, and most of you, I'm assuming, joined hospitality because you have that in you. Because you're going to be doing this for the rest of your life. If you join hospitality, you will be taking care of others. This is a people business. And whether it's people in front of you as a guest or people who, as a leader, you're leading, which are associates. So you are always talking to people. And so, if you want to be behind a desk and behind a computer, great. But that's not hospitality. And so we're looking for people who really want to be upfront, be in the trenches, really help create unique experiences for our guests, because in luxury, it is about exclusivity and experiences. And, you can get a room at any hotel, but in luxury, it is all about really taking care of our guests. So
Indeed. So we need people. Kind of.
yes, exactly. Yeah.
That's good.
Mhm.
And what do these people get in return? What are the
Yeah,
benefits?
so the way we kind of curate this internship, right, is that when you come to Baltimore, right, for a lot of you, sometimes it is the first time coming to the United States and coming to a city in the United States. And if it is, then, we want to make sure that we, make you feel welcome, that we, you are our guest, you are going to be someone that we want to make sure that we welcome just like we would any other guest. So we will make sure that your transportation is taken care of from the airport to the hotel. We'll put you up in the hotel for a couple of weeks, help you go through the process of, whether you need to get your social security card and, all of that stuff, because we don't want to just have you come in, check in at 10 p.m. and say, okay, 5 a.m. tomorrow you start working, right? We want to make sure that you get acclimated to the city, the hotel, the new country that you're visiting. So we want to kind of make sure that you go through the steps within those first 2 weeks to at least get acclimated and stuff and go through all the paperwork that needs to happen. And then after that, we will assign you a rotation. Sometimes you may start off as in food and beverage in front of the house, maybe as a server attendant or something like that. You also get, obviously, we provide you with uniforms. We provide you with the first 2 weeks that you're here at the hotel. You're also, we take care of your meals as well. And then when you're working at the hotel, we take care of your meal that, during the shift that you're working. We also want to make this, a truly cultural experience, right? Because that's really why you're also coming to the United States. So we want to make sure that, you get to learn about Baltimore. And, really what we can teach you is about the history of Baltimore. Baltimore is, a city where, the War of 1812 was fought. It is also the city where the Star Spangled Banner was written. So the national anthem for the United States was written in Baltimore. And so there is a lot of history here. And, obviously we have, for those of you who know that, sports is a big thing in the United States. So we do have a National Football League football team here in Baltimore called the Baltimore Ravens, and they are actually really good. And so, while they haven't won a Super Bowl yet, but or recently, they are always competing for it. And then we also have a baseball team called the Orioles, who are also really good. And so, you can definitely enjoy those things as well.
I think they're gonna get both pressure of performing even better after this live
Right.
stream, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes, absolutely.
And what is your favorite activity in the city?
So it's interesting because I love going to. I was at a baseball game yesterday.
Oh,
While I'm not an Orioles fan, I'm a Yankees fan, and Yankees were in town, so was able to go see the Yankees yesterday. They didn't win, but still, it was a great game. And the other thing I will tell you is that I actually live across the harbor,
mhm.
and so my commute every day is I take the water taxi into work. So I literally, that to me is my favorite time of day or evening. So when I'm coming in the morning, I'm taking a water taxi. It's free.
Oh,
And it takes 4 minutes across the water versus 30 minutes driving around the water. So it's a great commute. And so that's to me one of the things that I enjoy because I get to see the seasons
mhm.
change and feel the air and see sunsets or sunrises. So yeah, it's one of my favorite activities.
I bet the views must be just amazing. You
It's
should send us some
amazing.
pictures, for some
Yeah,
inspiration to the candidates.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But it's literally, if you see my background,
Yeah.
it's literally going across to where that building across the harbor is. That's really the stop. So you're literally crossing the harbor.
I cannot imagine having that every day as
Yeah.
your kind of a background to life.
Yes.
Well, and speaking about all of the experiences that we get, as we move forward and with the candidates, um,
hmm
having you worked with many J1s before and even with F1 program, for example, what would be your favorite part of working with the international programs?
What would be my what?
Favorite part of working with the international programs?
Listen, this is a personal experience for me too, right? So, listen, I was born in the States but raised in India. I went to school in Switzerland for 2 years. So when I went to school in Switzerland, it was my first time outside of India. I went to school when I was 17, right after high school. It was, and obviously a lot of you are going to hospitality school, so you know how it is. And, after about 8 months of going to school, then you go to an internship, and the internship is, it's your first time ever in a work environment. You don't know what you're doing. You've never worked before. Sometimes that's the case. So I really understand as to what a person, in your shoes goes through. And I know what it takes to, help that person really get acclimated to a property and or position. Because you never know, it is, sometimes it's hard. And, so I kind of definitely understand. And so to me, I look at international students and J1 students as someone who's really doing this because this is what they want to do. And so, it's our job, and I look at it as, one of my roles to make sure that help develop you, because a lot of you are going to be the future leaders of this industry, right? And so want you to get the best experience and remember your first experience, just as I remember my first experience. And I talk about it as well, right? And so so
It's true. I remember my first interview experience and my first work experience. I can tell you minute by minute what happened. This is such an important point in your life that actually predicts then how you're gonna move forward with your career and how you're gonna go along in the industry.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, Parag, thank you so much for sharing all of this great information about your personal experience and about the Sagamore Pendry Baltimore itself.
Thank you.
It sounds like an amazing place to work. Really, if I could, I will send you my CV after, if you
Okay,
don't
good.
mind.
Let's do it.
And we really appreciate you being here with us today. To
Absolutely.
everyone who joined us today, thank you for being here with us too. We hope this session has helped you to learn a bit more about the property and the fantastic roles available. If you're ready to apply and start your career, visit our website or contact us at info@placement-int.com and we will be happy to help you. Before you go, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media to stay updated on future events and job opportunities. Thank you again for joining us, and we hope to see you soon at Pendry Sagamore Baltimore and events with placement. Have a great day, everybody.